Hello, Gemini. Thanks for joining me here in this moment in space and time. This is going to be your November love and relationship reading. Please set an intention for this reading. Doesn't matter if you're moon sign, sun sign, rising sign, cross-watching, coupled or single. As long as it falls into the line of Gemini here, we're in the right place, okay? All right, I think tarot's just about ready to go. We're just taking a very streamlined look at what's going on. I want to thank you all for supporting this channel through your views and comments. I really do appreciate them. Okay, Gemini, let's get out a card for you. Let's get out a card for the other. Let's get out some cards here to look at some expectations and some potential future outcomes. Okay, Gemini? And when it comes to you, you've pulled a reversal on a Four of Swords. So this could be the beginning. This could be like a spark that is being initiated in a relationship. Somebody has become aware of somebody's, maybe their crush or the fact that they're smitten with them. This is a card of awareness when it comes to love. It's like, kind of, maybe you didn't know somebody had a thing for you for quite a while, or maybe you had been kind of like dodging around the fact that you were admitting to yourself that you had a thing for somebody else, or that somebody is still like kind of playing on your mind very strongly at this time. For some of you, this is a situation here where it's like the daydreaminess or wanting or hoping has come forward in this card, letting me know that you're sort of actively trying to attract this person through, meditating their way, as that old song says, or, just giving out the right body language at this time, being in the right places, going to similar places where you would find somebody with common interests as well. For those of you who are single, that's a very strong message, okay? This is a time of awakened feelings and awakened awareness when it comes to who might be thinking about you more than you realize, or the fact that you might be dedicating more thought or putting your focus onto somebody where it's like that's not what you're showing, but that's actually what's sort of happening behind the scenes, okay? Now for them, they pulled a Five of Swords card. So this is a situation where they could be involved in some sort of fight at this time, some sort of argument or bickering. There could be a situation where you maybe had seeing somebody who is married but are just becoming aware of that now, or somebody who is maybe has more than one lover, is not mutually exclusive to either you or the other partner. And it could be a bone of contention where this person could just be happy with it, and they may end up losing both people as a result of some sort of like sneaking around, that sort of thing, okay? Now, as well, with this Five of Swords, what we see here is somebody has to remember to be kind to themselves. They may be taking things too literally or too seriously in their relationships at this time. They may be easily offended. They may be a situation where all they want to do is talk about like maybe something political or not something not very romantic. Almost like their head isn't in the game when it comes to romance. They want somebody in there like to argue with or debate with, or maybe bounce ideas off of, that sort of thing. And when it comes time to like let all the thinking go and like, shut up you fool and kiss me, this person like kind of has a tough time like doing that, okay? All right, now as far as your expectation and intention, we've got a reversal on a King of Pentacles. So some of you could be hot after a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn at this time, and this person may not have been paying much attention to you lately. This person may just be keeping very much to themselves, and they may not be giving any hints of either coming back or their attraction to you at this time. There's something quite clandestine going on with this Earth sign at this time. Now, if you have a lot of Earth in your charts, Gemini, and you're watching this card is a indication that you need to open up. There needs to be almost like some sort of like daily affirmation of love towards others. And what I mean by that is like carrying your smile with you, maybe while you're waiting in line for coffee, or when you look through your window at that guy parked or girl parked next to you at the red light, sending out smiles, sending out positive vibrations at this time, and being even a little more willing, like a little bit more playful as well. This card could indicate as well. So, but your intention, I feel, if we have this set, is something rooted like deep down in practicality. There's a deep want. There's a deep wanting that's coming from your sign, Gemini, this month. And it's like, it's here. It's almost like it doesn't really keep you up at night, but the feeling is it's like not too many hours go by before this person crosses your thoughts again, or before you're like tempted to text them, or comment on their social feed, that kind of thing, where it's you're kind of a little bit jittery when it comes to that as well. So interesting to see that card there for those of you involved with earth signs. Now, when it comes to them, they've got a reversal on the Hangman. This person knows what they want. The feeling, there's just kind of like a bit of a lack of emotion that I'm feeling coming. It's a little bit cold, I'll be honest, from this intention where we've set our intention. Cold doesn't always have to mean a bad thing. Sometimes, things need to take their own time or have their own timeline before they are just right, or before we get the green light to know that this is actually what we want. We can actually make it happen, and this is, meant to be sort of thing. And this person, I feel, just is being drawn too many ways. They are kind of more about their own self-interest at this time. It's not like in a bad, very like selfish way, but it's like they do it almost in like it's not their intention to only want to discuss the things that they want to discuss, or kind of, it's if they like Chinese food, well, you're there, you're going for Chinese food, right? They're kind of calling the shots almost. And I feel for a lot of you, this could be Virgo, that where you've set your intention here. And you could have caught in Virgo at a time here where it's like they're feeling the need to make everything right within their world, and it could be affecting you greatly, and you could be dedicating a lot of time to that, okay? So it's a big major energy to see there when it comes to their intention. It's clear to see as well that they know what they want, but it's like they're not really mirroring that loving energy. It's just kind of like they're going for it forthrightly just to have it. This could like involve things like trophy wife, or gold digging, things like. I'll be honest, these terms come up when we talk about the love. We have to talk about the games too, right? Because the mind is very big, and something is rooted here in the beginning mental stages of things, almost like two people are trying to figure themselves out and are a little bit unsure at this time. Okay, especially this person on here, they have this surety of what they want, but they're not projecting an energy to attract it. And so it's kind of interesting. It's kind of wild. I'll let you discern it for what you will, because I can't see into all of them. But yeah, near future for this, you've got the Ten of Swords showing up here. Okay, so you are kind of getting up and at 'em again. There's like something here to saying you're letting go of like old conditioned thinking, or maybe setting yourself up for sabotage when it comes to relationships. Sometimes if you have a situation and then you cut and run, you dig too deep, or you cling, all of these things, it's like you're breaking free of cycles at this time, Gemini, and it's really good to see. And it's really interesting that you will find some production of like good feeling. And it's almost like I wanted to say serotonin, or those like good chemicals, when we're in love or after we have sex, those chemicals that get released in the brain. It's kind of like you have this way of doing this in terms of knowing yourself and appreciating and giving yourself this sense of self-love. You're coming out of a bad situation, and as far as romance goes as well, I feel. And it's kind of like at the end of a healing cycle for a lot of you, I feel. So if you're single at this time, just make sure that you are, number one, that you are doing those affirmations. You are appreciating yourself very much so. And that means maybe not going after the first, beautiful blue-eyed person or brown-eyed person that comes your way. That's just the way of it. You kind of have to allow them to come into your environment, decide, go with the flow for a little while, rather than mirroring their energy and just going for it for the sake of having it, right? That's kind of the theme so far, what's going on here, this sort of headstrong things. But this person, we see now a Six of Wands here in their near future. They are almost like competitive, competing for something. You may be dating an athlete, or you may be dating someone who's trying to climb to a top of a ladder of something, right? Where they're wanting to be the best they can be when they're out there in the world in regards to their passions, their hobbies, their career commitments, things like that, which also makes them maybe a little bit cold when it comes to relationships. So you may want to ask, if you've been partnered up for a long time, what's going on at work, dear? What's going on? Why? I realize things haven't been maybe as spicy or as warm as they have been, but I want to know if you're succeeding, if you're feeling like you're doing good, and that sort of thing. You can help this person being a supportive role, maybe ignite that fire again, or warm them up, so to speak, because they're trying very hard to work to grasp towards something, okay? But this card here is a clear sense that they could be victorious. They may well get what they want. But the Six of Wands is also saying they're going, even when you get what you want, you're going to also get what you deserve, for good or ill. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, Gemini. All right, now, wow. We got another 10 up here on your side, all right? So old cycles completing. And this one here, it's like you may be holding on to the last bit of remnants of something that's sticky, of some sort of expectation, something you're not willing to start new with. It's like a lot of times when we start a new chapter, end an old relationship and go into new relationships, we hold on to things and thinking that they are for our protection or that they are serving us. But it can be a little bit tricky. Sometimes I think that the things that we think we need to hold on to most to protect ourselves in the next relationship is the exact same thing that perhaps was at fault in the last one, or something that we had deceived ourselves or happened subconsciously where we felt we needed this, but the person that source sends our way, ironically enough, when it comes to love, is probably that could end up being their kind of hang up, right? So I'm wanting to encourage you, especially for you single Geminis out there, to really start fresh, to really look at the new, to really be inspired by something new here, and to feel sort of the freshness and be keen to the time you spend thinking about the other and the time you spend appreciating yourself with and eliminating these, I want to call them hang-ups, but they're not. They're just like maybe like rules, or maybe like standards. Standards sounds bad in a love reading too. I'm not sure the right nomenclature I'm looking for here, but it's like those things that you have set for yourself. You may want to reevaluate them, because it shows that there's been a little bit of a stall in terms of completing a cycle, and that could be affecting the law of attraction for you as well when we see those 10s in and about like that. Okay, now for them, in their outcome, their distant future, a reversal of a 5 of Pentacles. Eventually, I feel this person's going to warm up. This person eventually is just going through a phase right now, I feel, where it's like they've got swords, wands, and now pentacles, and it's just going to take a little bit of time for them to work through what they're doing before maybe they're ready to be social, to spend time, money, and resources on being social, on dating. Dating can be quite consuming, and this person may just be at a sense where it's like they're not even looking at that avenue right now. So maybe you want to go out and ask them to treat them. That kind of thing could promote some warmth. But allow this person just to go out and do that. I feel like if you can be there in a supporting role for this person, it is going to help. But if it is going against what it's taking you to renew or respond to yourself, you may need to pull that support. Allow them to go have this victory, enter into this unknown, or finish this fight on their own, and then come back to it. Okay, Gemini, pretty cool cards come out for you for November. As always, it's a pleasure. I love you all, and we'll see you next time.